Hi, it's the first Gab and Dad of the fall, and one of the signs of fall here in Toronto where I live, where Gab and Dad live, is the Toronto International Film Festival, which is going on here as we speak, and I managed to catch a screening today. It was the world premiere of Jennifer's Body. I don't think this film needs much introduction, especially to the YouTube audience. I know you guys, and I do mean guys, have heard of this and have been anticipating this movie. It's the next film starring Megan Fox, sort of the first main starring role for her. Of course, Megan Fox from Transformers. And it's the second feature screenwriting feature of Diablo Cody, who is well known, well, to some, for Juno. So this film has been anticipated for those reasons, and mostly on the internets, a lot of speaking about the lesbian kiss that this movie features. I don't think that's a spoiler. You guys all know what I'm talking about, the big lesbian kiss scene that is sort of central to the marketing, or at least the unofficial marketing of this film. So for whatever reason, it was an attraction, and I saw Jennifer's Body today. For those of you not as familiar, basically it's sort of a horror comedy satire, or attempt at satire, of that whole sort of, you know, young co-ed running into the woods, screaming, bloody, sex romp, horror genre type films, but supposedly from a female perspective, obviously a female screenwriter and also a female director. So it's being touted to the more educated community as sort of a subversive feminist type statement going on here, supposedly, but basically it's just sort of a gory bit of a sex romp, a teen romp, a high school horror movie. The basic plot, such as it is that Jennifer is good friends with this other girl, Needy, played by Amanda Seyfried, who you may recognize from the series Big Love, and they're just high school chums. Jennifer is obviously the dominant one, as usually happens in female relationships, and she's sort of the vamp of the high school, and one night strange events occur that transpires that Jennifer seems to become possessed or demonic in some way. Not evident, of course, to anyone around her, although her best friend is suspicious, and she becomes literally a man-eater. She preys on the hapless pubescent boys that she's surrounded by, and she needs to feed on them, you know, for whatever demonic reasons that people need to feed on other people, so she just, you know, goes through the small town male population, and her best friend gets increasingly horrified and tries to stop her, and that's pretty much the plot. I would say the main attraction here, other than those of you for whom the main attraction is Megan Fox, the main attraction is the writing. I mean, Diablo Cody is a smart, savvy, hip writer, as the screenplay for Juno demonstrated. She writes young people very well. She gets their whole hip speech patterns very well. So there's a lot of cleverness, a lot of laughs. There's a particular character, well, there's this band, and there's a plot involving this sort of grunge band that, or sort of alt-rock band, I don't know what kind of, I don't know my music, but this band that's a central figure, and it's really quite amusing the way that this sort of band is portrayed. The lead singer is Adam Brody, who's probably my favorite performance in the whole film. Very amusing, and just a lot of the dialogue is snappy, witty. I was definitely chortling a lot, and the audience was really into it. I mean, the film festival audiences are usually very enthusiastic in general, so that was a lot of the fun of it, was that the audience was really into it. So a lot of funny parts. In terms of a horror movie, I'm no horror genre expert, but if you're looking for real scares and gore, you're not really going to get it here. The gore was treated pretty light-handedly. I mean, there's blood, but you don't see a lot of actually disturbing, graphic, gory scenes, which may be a benefit or a drawback depending on how you like that sort of thing. But I would find it more, I almost found it more of a comedy than a horror. And in terms of the whole subversive attempt or approach, or the greater thematic messages that were perhaps being attempted here in terms of a feminist point of view or what have you, you could see hints of that. You could probably imagine more there than there really was. I think the film ended up being more of a literal entry into this genre rather than a satire or borderline satire, but a lot of these kinds of films now are sort of satirical, whether on purpose or not. And certainly when the Scream series reinvented the franchise, I think that a lot of these films now made for a younger audience, and with a lot of the humor and a great soundtrack and hot chicks in it, that whole thing is a genre of itself. It's clever, but it's nothing groundbreaking, and it's certainly very entertaining. I was entertained, but forgettable. And as for the famous lesbian kiss, I mean, by the time you got to it, it was sort of anticlimactic, for me anyway. I know I'm not the target demographic, but even my husband said they could have showed some boobs. I mean, there's no boobs, for those of you who are wondering. So there's a slightly sexy kiss, I suppose, and of course Megan Fox, the camera loves her, but beyond that, I mean, those are surface attributes, and this was really a surface film. I didn't find much deeper, but if you want just basic entertainment, bit of blood, some attractive females, and a lesbian kiss, this is the film for you. But I wouldn't run to the theaters unless you've been waiting with bated breath or heavy breathing for a long time for this film. Maybe rent it Friday night. It's the kind of film that's on TV on Friday nights late at night anyway, so that's the kind of film this is. So that's Jennifer's Body for you, and stay tuned for Gab and Dad's next DVD giveaway. Okay, so Gab and Dad's September DVD giveaway is inspired by Jennifer's Body, which I just reviewed, and so the thematic connection is lesbian or girl-on-girl activity, which is probably the one thing Jennifer's Body is known for, or will be remembered for, if anything. So I'm thinking, what other modern classic cinema experience is perhaps best known for this sort of content? And of course what came to mind was Wild Things. So if you want to win a DVD of Wild Things, and you know you do, there's two ways. You can, of course, please subscribe to Gab and Dad. It's a good decision, so do it. If you're already a subscriber to Gab and Dad, the other way you can be eligible to win Wild Things on DVD is to leave a comment or send me a message wishing me a happy birthday, because today is my birthday. I actually like to think of September as my birthday month. So this contest will run for the rest of September up till the 30th. So please subscribe to Gab and Dad and wish me happy birthday, and you'll be eligible to win Wild Things. This is your favorite Wild Thing, Gab. Thanks for watching.